Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When we were trying to get this podcast off the ground, we had so many questions. How do we record an episode? Where do we find background music? How do we get our show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other places that people like to listen? And where do we find advertisers? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, distributing, and monetizing your podcast. And best of all, it's 100% free and 100% ridiculously easy to use. Anchor makes it simple to get up and running. You can upload and schedule your podcasts ahead of time. It publishes to all the major podcast platforms. You can easily check your stats. I could go on, but instead, why don't you go and get started? Go to anchor.fm/start to join the e-commerce minute and a diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. We can't wait to hear your podcast.
It's the E-commerce Minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news with your hosts, Bart Mraz and John Suter. The E-commerce Minute is a production of Sumo Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com. Retail transformation is very much underway as traditional retailers close stores and file for bankruptcy at rates not seen since the Great Recession. In fact, over 6,700 stores have shuttered in 2017 alone. Big retail can no longer dominate in today's digital environment without reevaluating their strategy. How can retailers reinvent themselves to be successful in today's market? What do the new rules of retail mean for 2018? Download Sumo Heavy's newest white paper to learn the best practices and principles. The free white paper can be downloaded at newrulesofretail.info. That's newrulesofretail.info. It's E-commerce Minute for February 2nd, 2018.
Today's episode, Fishbox delivers your packages when you want.
E-commerce is a wonderful thing. You order something and it shows up at your door. But if you're not home, those new pants could become the property of the local package pirate. Wouldn't it be great if they could deliver your packages when you want it, not on the delivery services schedule? Philadelphia entrepreneur Napoleon Suarez wants to solve that problem with his new startup, Fishbox. Here's how it works. When signing up for Fishbox, you're giving a unique box number. When ordering online, you use Fishbox's address for shipping along with your unique box number. Fishbox then delivers the packages to customers' doors at a time that's most convenient for them. The company charges a $5 fee or $50 a month unlimited if you order a lot online. Fishbox is similar to San Francisco's Doorman or New York's Parcel and caters to busy people that just can't be home to wait for package deliveries. It's like Postmates meets FedEx, he said. All customers have to do upon the driver's arrival is sign their name on the electronic device. Payment is automatic as they have already entered the credit card information and no tip is necessary, eliminating any need for cash. The service for now only services 4 zip codes in Center City, Philadelphia, but Suarez hopes to raise capital to hire more drivers and build out his software to expand his territory.
Yep, that's happening. By the way, Doorman was actually on Shark Tank.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So the reason I picked this story, we're seeing an increasingly, I don't know what you call it, but they've created this business category that lives between the e-commerce retailers and the customers, and it's what happens to that package once it's released. We've done a couple stories on the lock boxes and other kind of lockers and things like that. This is just another type of service. I like this because it's more personal. It's you're still getting a delivery, but it's a delivery not at 2:00 in the afternoon when your box is sitting out there, but at 7 when you're home waiting for it.
Yeah, and Doorman actually, in the beginning, they were just doing like between 6 and midnight, those kind of deliveries, which is great. New York, Philly has some Doorman buildings. New York has a lot of them, but there's also a lot of places like mine. We don't have a Doorman. And that's, has happened. My package has been stolen before. So
yeah, where this company exists right now, it's in the part of the town called Fishtown. That's why it calls it Fishbox, and it's a lot of old row homes. There's not a lot of apartment buildings, and these row homes don't have lobbies. It's literally 3 steps and a door. And I've walked down there, and you just see packages all lined up right on the street. People just come and swipe. Now everybody's got cameras, but that's kind of not fixing the problem. It's just catching people.
Yeah, it's not fixing the problem at all.
So I think this fills a great niche for, especially in dense urban areas where there's row homes and no doormen or anything like that. Yeah. My neighborhood is we don't have quite the same issue with it, but especially down where this business is located, I mean, it's a rampant problem, and I think he fills the gap pretty well.
Yeah, it's
affordable. It's I would pay an extra $5 for that.
Sure. $50 a month for a limit, especially if you get a lot of packages. That's great.
Yeah. So good luck to Napoleon Suarez from Fishbox. Hopefully he'll expand out of Philly.
That's right.
All right. Anything else?
That is it.
All right. That's your e-commerce minute for today. Happy Groundhog Day, Bart.
Oh, are we? Are we doing the show again? Are we recording?
It's e-commerce minute for February 2nd, 2018. Happy Groundhog Day. You want to do it again?
Wait, Dan?
It's e-commerce minute for February 2nd, 2018. Fishbox delivers your packages when you want. All right. That's your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you on the internet tomorrow. That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add e-commerce minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion or just want to say hi, find us on social media at Sumo Heavy.